right, today we are talking with Andrew Bleiman, franchise and business attorney with Marks and Klein for our Top Franchise Legal Players series. How are you doing, Andrew?
Great. How are you? Thanks for
Doing
having me.
fantastic. Yeah, thank you for talking with us. All right, so let's kick it off. How did you end up specializing in franchise law, and what drew you to the field?
What drew me to the field was I had an opportunity at a firm that I was working at to practice with many different practice areas and different groups. And I got involved in franchise law at that point and found it to be very interesting, fast paced, great cocktail party conversation starter. And I felt like it was something that I could enjoy doing, and I really thought that the work was rewarding.
Perfect. So, what do you think is the biggest legal hurdle facing the franchising industry at the end of 2021 and looking into 2022?
It's an issue, or there's several issues that have gotten a lot of media and have been the topic of a lot of conversation, but it relates to a lot of the regulatory issues that franchising is experiencing with joint employment, and um, also there's obviously issues with minimum wage and the Right to Work Act and various different statutory um, uh, promulgate what's the right word statutory enactments and proposed legislation that is affecting the industry significantly.
Yeah, those are good points. So, what do you think is the most common mistake that you see franchise brands making from a legal perspective?
From a legal perspective, I think that franchisors are sometimes um, developing without the appropriate or without a sufficient infrastructure to really support the franchisees, and have uh, developed maybe too quickly that they haven't necessarily established the correct vendor and supply chain relationships. They don't have the proper infrastructure to train and support the franchisees that they have, and that franchisees are sometimes getting involved with some newer emerging brands that may have had success on an individual unit or a couple unit level, but they're not really ready and prepared to develop as quickly as they've been able to sell their franchises. So we often find franchisees who um, are paying royalties and have spent a lot of money to develop their locations that don't quite have the support from the franchisor that they expected.
That's a good point. Pivoting just a little bit. So, what do you love about working with franchises?
I think that it's again fast paced, and you work with entrepreneurs and business people who on both sides, from the franchisor and the franchisee perspective, that um, can really uh, create not just to buy a job, but create a business, or really develop an operation. And it's fun to watch people and work with people that start out with a concept and have a location or two locations, who are growing and who are putting people to work and hiring employees, and able to grow their networks to very significant sizes. So it's really fun and exciting and rewarding to be helping those people grow and ultimately put them in a position, hopefully, to sell their locations and to achieve their dreams.
That's right. It's about the American dream. All right. So, my last question for you: what is one thing that you think every prospective franchisee should know before joining a franchise brand?
I would say that franchisees should know and understand that ultimately, at the end of the day, this is their business and it's on them to make it be successful. You can have the greatest franchisor in the world or the worst. and ultimately, it's going to be about your effort and your um, work ethic and your ability to uh, deliver great service or great product to your customers. And just because you may have a very well-established brand and name behind you doesn't mean that you're going to be successful. And just because you have maybe someone that nobody knows or has ever heard of doesn't mean you're not going to be. And it's really on your shoulders. Obviously, the restrictions and the vendors that a franchisor may require to use or things like that may impact your ability to be successful. But you can't just expect as a franchisee to just open your door and expect millions of dollars to come running. And it takes a lot of hard work, and you need to really commit yourself to doing this and not expect someone to do it for you. And some franchisees maybe aren't cut out for that or don't understand that, and but many do, and that's why they're doing it, because they believe in themselves and they believe in their ability to make something successful. And a lot of people have had a lot of success with franchises that have worked hard.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, that is it from me. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.